In the heart of Lagos' exclusive Banana Island, the gates of Benson Mansion whispered wealth, power, and legacy. Chief Bami Benson, a man in his early 60s, stood at the pinnacles of it all. An oil tycoon with a stake in everything from telecoms to tech startups. Tall, dark-skinned, with salt and pepper hair, and with a build that defies his age. He was a man many still mistook for a Nollywood leading actor. Despite the charm and the empire, he lived alone, a widower of 5 years. Chief Bami had never remarried. His heart still belonged to his wife, Adesua, who has passed on suddenly, leaving him with their only child, Tunde. Now a 32-year-old executive poised to inherit the Benson's throne. 6 months ago, Tunde had married a stunning woman of Igbo descent. She was sharp, intelligent, and elegant, an advertising strategist who caught Tunde's attention and captivated his heart during a corporate merger. Their wedding was the event of the year, the union of dynasties. But barely 3 months into their new life, Tunde has to leave for a prestigious executive course in Boston. The pattern had been difficult, but the future it promised was golden. Amaka, in the meantime, stayed back in Lagos. Feeling a little lonely in the vast house Tunde has bought for them in Lekki, she would sometimes visit her father-in-law. Initially, it was casual, weekend lunches, check-ins, and small errands. But over time, those visits became a balm for both their loneliness. Chief Bami found in Amaka a brightness he hadn't felt in years. She was bold, witty, and oddly comforting. For her part, Amaka found solace in the older man's presence. He was cultured, attentive, and listened without distraction, which is a stark contrast to her always on-the-go husband. Then came the D-Day. It was Chief Bami's 63rd birthday. Amaka arrived earlier than expected with a bottle of premium whiskey and a home-cooked dish of jollof rice and peppered snail. They laughed, talked about everything from politics to poetry, and eventually the bottle tipsy, but not unaware. Amaka looked at the chief as he leaned back in his chair, his shirt partly unbuttoned, a tired but warm smile on his lips. You know, sometimes I think God sent you to me to keep me sane, he said. His voice was low and deep. She laughed nervously. Chief, you say that like I'm not already a little crazy? There was silence. Oh, okay, now, Chief, I can see you're a little bit tired. Let me help you up, she said. Amaka rose up and pulled up Chief Bami. Both staggered upstairs. This innocent contact ignited a fire that burns uncontrollably, creating an explosive desire of the forbidden fruit, as if to make for a long-standing appetite, but here in the wrong direction. The touch, the feel, the real consummation. Both can now see clearly. The rain is gone. Amaka sat on the edge of the bed, holding the blanket to her chest, eyes wide open in disbelief. Chief Bami, on the other hand, filled with indignation towards himself. He reached out for a cigarette, something he hadn't done in decades. I should go, she said, rising quickly. This never happened, as if talking to herself to convince herself it never did, or talking to Chief. He didn't stop her, but 3 weeks later, she missed her period. A test confirmed the impossible. When Tunde returned home 3 months later, it was with a suitcase, a surprise bouquet, and a wide smile. But instead of hugs and kisses, he was greeted by his wife seated in the living room, pale-faced, and his father pacing slowly like someone waiting to be sentenced. Tunde looked from one to the other. What's going on? Amaka stood up, her hand instinctively over her still flat stomach. I need to tell you something, she said. But you need to sit down first. Tunde didn't sit until she said the words, I am pregnant. And it's not yours, it's your father's, she whispered. Tunde stared in disbelief. And she said once again, it's your father's. There's that saying that when a man faints, it's either from the shock of betrayal or a blow too heavy for the heart. Tunde didn't just collapse, he crumbled. His head hit the armrest and his body slumped like a puppet with its strings caught. He lay motionless for what felt like an emptiness, an eternity. After a few minutes, Tunde rose, resuscitated by the same shock. Then came the confession, complete with trembling lips and tear-streaked eyes. I didn't mean for this to happen, Amaka whispered. I thought it was just guilt and shame, but then I found that I was pregnant. And you couldn't terminate it? Tunde finally asked. Now Tunde, who was once set to inherit an empire, now questioned if he ever wanted to. With months of silence, the child was eventually born. A boy. Chief Bami named him Adebiyi, meaning the crown gave birth to him. Tunde refused to attend the naming ceremony of the boy, as he was still very angry even after several months. Owing to the deep-rooted culture and traditions of the Yorubas, a woman with whom your father had an affair, you as a son cannot be with such a woman. Therefore, Tunde moved to Johannesburg and opened a new firm under his mother's maiden name. Amaka stayed back in Lagos, raising the boy with Chief Bami's support. Some say she loved him, some say she loved the son, others say she loved them both. But Amaka never stopped punishing herself for a mistake that changed everything, her life, the life of Tunde and the father. But in the grand mansion on the Banana Island, a boy that was supposed to have come as a grandson, but now a son, starts growing, bearing the blood of both the father and the son, innocent of the first storm that brought him into the world. And perhaps one day the truth will find peace. After several years, Tunde decided to visit Nigeria to see his father, whom he has forgiven for having allowed time to heal their wounds. He came with his beautiful South African wife, whom are both in love and living with their two beautiful children. The boy named Olaoluwa, shortened as Olaolu, and meaning the blessings of God, and the little girl, whom they named Oreoluwa, meaning gift of God, shortened as Ore. Tunde was very surprised to see his father living alone with Adebiyi, who is now a big boy. And he picked him up and said to his wife, "This is my youngest brother. And if I may add, my only brother. Looking so handsome. Can you see?" Chief Bami, with a leap of joy, pulled his grandchildren towards himself, holding them so close and so warmly as if never to let go. After good pleasantries with Lerato, Tunde's wife, Chief Bami thanked her for giving him beautiful grandchildren. He quickly asked her for an excuse to see Tunde in private. "Tunde, please, can you come with me?" Once in his bedroom, he thanked Tunde for reconsidering their relationship and particularly asked for his forgiveness over the past, promising that nothing will ever come between them ever again. Tunde holding the father, wiping his tears and said, "Dad, that's gone by, and it's not without a blessing in it. He is my blessing. And I am grateful to God that I now have a brother I can confidently say is mine. We are increased, Dad. It's a beautiful bygone."